Hope your day is going well. Welcome to day number 7 of our 30-day Grateful Challenge. We are right here on our Blue Pathways page as well as our YouTube channel. So please feel free to like, share, and comment. So, who am I? I am Dr. Andrea Blue. I am the CXO and Executive Director of B&J Enterprises, where we transform lives of girls and women in the black and brown women and girls, and we help them as they level up to take their next steps in life with a plan of action. So this is not only our Grateful Journal. 30-day grateful challenge. This is also our Women in Power, because we know that on on Thursdays of each month, we bring you our Women in Power. So I am talking to our amazing Black and Brown women in this space to help you to level up. But also today, I am talking to organizational leaders that have Black and Brown women in their organizations. And so I'll talk about that more. So, for the month of September, as part of our 30-day grateful challenge, I'm sharing that what I'm grateful for and what I've learned throughout my journey. So, I've been on this pathway for many years. I've worked with students, both national and international students, throughout my process, and also our women that desire to have more, and that sometimes they come to the states or they work in these organizations and they're trying to get to their next level, but sometimes they just need someone to help them to move to that step, right? So I'm talking to you. And then someone told me that, hey, Dr. Blue, you don't brag enough. You don't talk about all the great things that you do and how you transform lives, and how all the journey that you've gone through. And so I will talk to you today about how I want to brag a little bit. I call it bragging, but it's just saying how grateful I am to have gone a little bit step further. It's not anything about being boastful or anything like that. But sometimes you do need to toot your own horn, because if you don't talk about all the things that you've gone through, it can seem like you're not being grateful. So, hello and welcome in the room, everybody. Good afternoon or good evening where I'm at. So, I want to just stop by here real quick. So, I just believe that it's so important to share our blessings and how we have overcome so many different obstacles in our lives, right? So if you are a organizational leader, as I mentioned before, that has black or brown and women in your organization, I have something special for you. And I want to talk to you about that today. So, today we are discussing the value of a positive work environment. So, what are we talking about when we mean a positive work environment? That means that it can be defined as those workspaces where we're building our trust, right? Cooperation, safety. We're taking a little risk, because we do want to take risks because we're trying to get to that next step. We're looking for that support, accountability, and most of all, we want equity. We want equity within the organization. We're not asking for a handout. We're just asking for you to provide an opportunity and let us shine. So, again, I'm speaking directly to organizational leaders that have Black and Brown women on their staff. So if you know that your mission and your vision does not align for them and they are unhappy, this message is for you. You know exactly how your team is feeling today. You know exactly what they're feeling. You know how they're really leveling up. You know what they're looking for in their path, on their path in life, right? So they came in, they signed on the dotted line, and you made all these promises through HR and told them how amazing this organization is, and you told them how they would be able to get to their next steps if they did X, Y, and Z, right? So now it's 3 years down the line. None of those things have happened. The things that you told them, how they'll be able to move up, the personal professional development, that they will be able to lock into, the different opportunities that they would be able to explore, those things have not happened for them. And then you're wondering why they're sitting and being miserable, and they're choosing to maybe not come back to your organization, or maybe just, you know what, they're there, they're filling a space because they have things to accomplish as well. So I know that you want better for them, but you may just not know how to help them. So I am Dr. Andrea Blue. Again, I have a solution for you, which is our leadership program for our Black and Brown women. We come into your organization and we come directly to you. We can do it a 1 day. We can provide our leadership program for a 1 day on, or a day away. We take your team away. It all depends on the needs of the organization. We don't have a cookie cutter process program, because we want to make sure that we're meeting the needs of your organization. We don't want to plan a leadership program that is only, and it takes away your team, take your team away from them doing their jobs or doing their business, when you know that's going to be a distraction to your organization, or it's going to impede progress. We definitely don't want to do that. But we have a program for you that will fit those needs. So I will tell you from my story as a brown woman working in a PWI. If you don't know what a PWI is, a predominantly white institution. I was working there. And while I was there, I just wanted more. I wanted more out of life. I was hurting. I was sad. I was, feeling like, why am I here? There has to be more in life. And I was just feeling so lost. I felt like I didn't have a mentor. There was no one that I could turn to, and if I did turn to anyone, they really wouldn't understand what I was saying. So I just felt so lonely and isolated. So I'm a mentor, educator, and coach because I know how that feels. And so what I want to do is build a community with you and your organization to say, hey, Black and brown women that are on in our organization, we have someone that you can go to. They are the go-to, they are the expert in the field, and they know exactly how that feels. Okay. So many of you organizational leaders, you do not know the story of those that work with you. Some of you don't even know anything about their families. You don't know what they are sacrificing. So we know that our Black and brown women are leaving their families to come to your establishment. They are sacrificing, they are making a huge sacrifice every day when they could be at home with their babies. They could be there, and not spend that extra money. But they're saying, you know what? I'm going to step away from this because I know that there is something that this organization that I can provide. So many of you organizational leaders do not know much about them. And to me, that is not fair. That's a shame, because how can you even think about merit? And you always think about demotions, but how can you think about merits and raises when you really don't understand the heart of the person or what they're really going through, or provide that piece of personal professional development? I encourage you to get to know them. And the best way to do that is to come and have someone like myself to come and be a part of your organization that will help them to get to their next steps. Sorry about that. Woo, had a tickle in my throat. So many of you are really trying to help your organizational leaders. Mhm. Woo. Many of you, I'm going to say that again because something doesn't want me to say it. So I have to say it again. I know that you want better for them. but you may not know how to help them. So I have a solution for you. And with that solution, again, ooh, that solution is our leadership program. So we know when our black and brown women, when they leave their families and they come to your establishment, they are really sacrificing. They are making a huge sacrifice. They are saying to themselves that they need to work this job to provide for their families. And in order for them to provide for their families, they have to step away from their homes and they have to do something to help them to provide, to keep this job. So they're doing whatever it is, you're giving them more and more work, you're giving them more and more tasks, but they're just going ahead and going along with it because they know that this is what it's going to take for them to keep their job. So many of you, I encourage you to get to know your organizational leaders and get to know the people that you know on your team right now that could use a merit, that could use a raise, could use an opportunity. So for me, when I was working at an organization, I didn't receive those opportunities, and I know that I was more than qualified. So if you look at the beginning of my name, you see that there is doctor. And I made sure that when I was working at these organizations that it wasn't that I was trying to take over anything. I wanted to be a part of. But because of you, the organizational leaders were intimidated by me, so they did not want me to level up. So when it came time for merit raises and came time for promotions, I was often overlooked. But I was given the extra work, right? So to me, that didn't make sense. You don't want to give me the title, you don't want to give me the money, but you will give me the work. So that's not fair, and it's not wasn't fair to me, and it's not fair to them. So we want to create a positive work environment, which will create a productive atmosphere. So if you're looking and you're noticing a lag in work, that's because people are not happy. They're in there, they're showing up, but they're not happy. Your team will be committed to excellence. And I'm talking about when I say excellence, that means that their name is on it, your name is on it, and they're proud to turn it over and say, this is something that I created for this organization and I stand by it. But when they are not creating excellence and they're just giving you whatever, you need to rest assured that something is not going well. You will notice that there will be open and honest communication because trust is being built. Anytime you trust someone, you are more likely to open up a little bit, share your true feelings with them, and let them know, hey, this is how I feel. This is what I feel could be better for the organization, or this is what's not working. Let's try this. But when they don't feel like they can trust you or there is open communication, they will not say that to you and they'll just go along with the get along. And nobody wants to have a team member like that, right? You want someone that is going to have their input and they're going to feel comfortable about it because you're going to take it into consideration. I'm not saying that every idea that they have you're going to take and implement it, but at least you will give it a thought and you will say, let's try it. Maybe 30 days you'll give it a try, right? So I want to say your organization will be supported and empowered with black and brown women that look forward to coming to work. A lot of organizational leaders don't understand that people are black and brown women. They don't want to necessarily be at home, but they do want to work in a organization that understands them, feels their pain, allows that flexibility, will give them the merit raises, will give them a promotion when it is due, and not play games with them. So I want to say to you, and join our community right here at Blue Pathway on Facebook. Follow me to learn more about my story. Next time I'll tell my story about my trip to Dubai. We are on a 12 plus city tour to bring our story and hear the stories of your team members. So if you know right now that the story that I'm telling you right now, it resonates with your heart, minus the coughing. Sorry about the coughing, but minus the coughing. And no, I don't have the COVID. For those of you that are, oh, Dr. Blue got, no, I don't have the COVID. It just got a little warm in here. But so any of you that are looking for someone to come in one day, 1 week, 6 months, 6 weeks, that's what I do. I travel around and I'll bring our leadership program to your organization. So schedule a date for us to host on your host an event with your black and brown women in your organization and watch the positive mindset change and the increase in productivity. So if these posts resonate with you, please like, share, and comment. We look forward to working with you in the future. Again, my name is Dr. Andrea Blue. It has been a pleasure to share with you my story. This is day 7 of our 30-day Grateful Challenge, as well as our September Women in Power. Be well, everybody.